Toyota listened to its fans with this 6-speed manual 2023 Toyota Supra. In his latest YouTube video, DeMuro gives viewers the inside scoop about the first Toyota Supra with a manual transmission. Along the way, we also learn about other changes in store for the 2023 model. Disappointingly, his review covers a pre-production example, so there's no time behind the wheel. But, nonetheless, watchers get the full story on the 3-pedal Supra. DeMuro recounts his conversation with Toyota about why a manual transmission for the Supra came about now since the car's 2020. Simply, it's because of customer demand. At the same time, Toyota had to undertake the effort to create a BMW-sourced 6-speed. But the gearbox isn't from any existing BMW, instead, it's an amalgamation of components. For the moment, the manual offering will only be available in the 2023 Supra with the 382 horsepower 3.0-liter 6-cylinder engine. Toyota isn't ruling out a pairing with the 4-cylinder powerplant, but the automaker is focusing its attention on the larger engine that accounts for about 75% of Supra sales. The new transmission will help the car remain competitive against the Porsche Cayman and Nissan 400Z. What's new for 2023? To accommodate the manual, Toyota had to re-engineer the center console. It's wider to allow for the greater space requirements of the stick and the adjacent infotainment controller, the iDrive knob in BMWs. Additionally, the gear shifter gets pushed away from the dash to provide more distance from the HVAC controls. A driver-side trim panel is also lowered to allow easier access to the stick. DeMuro reports that all versions of the 2023 Supra will get improved stability and traction controls and a reworked power steering system. The car also benefits from retuned hairpin functionality for better handling while turning and climbing. Supra quirks and imperfections. DeMuro points out his take on the Supra's quirks in his trademark style. Most notably is the abundance of BMW switchgear, no surprise here given the car's origin. He finds this somewhat off-putting given it's officially a Toyota. DeMuro approves of the gauge cluster's appearance and calls out the aggressive sport mode exhaust sound. But along with the Supra's uniqueness are some imperfections. DeMuro faults the small size and reduced features of the infotainment system. While he compliments the large cargo area, the space gets compromised by pinched sides. The fake air vents behind the doors, on the hood, and on the front end don't win any points either. Toyota will release more information on the 2023 Supra, including pricing, this summer. Toyota strives to provide customers with options to best suit their needs, Toyota spokesperson Paul Hoggard said in an email to The Drive. The price parity between manual and automatic versions of Supra is a great way to give customers the choice of how they want to experience this incredible vehicle. That's great. It often feels like automakers dissuade buyers from ordering manual transmissions when there's an extra fee to spec it, or they're buried in base spec penalty boxes. Granted, the manual transmission isn't available on the 4-cylinder base Supra, but aside from that, there's nothing else stopping you now, manual fans. Well, except yourselves. Even Toyota apparently knows y'all bark more than you bite. We're expecting that roughly a quarter of Supra's sales will be equipped with the manual transmission option, Hoggard added. That's right, Toyota only expects roughly 1 out of every 4 GR Supras to be purchased with a manual transmission. This is why we can't have nice things, folks. These expectations are grounded in more research than any paper you turned in for school, which means that roughly only 1 in 4 GR Supras sent to dealerships will likely end up with 3 pedals unless consumer demand forces Toyota to start making more. Worse yet, the manual transmission take rate tends to trend downward as time goes on with most cars, so if there are only 25% of you among Supra buyers in year 1, ouch. That's a shame on our end, as consumers. I've admittedly only had a brief drive of the current GR Supra on track and it was more fun than I expected it to be, with the lone thing I really missed from the whole experience being a manual transmission. While the idea that only 1 in 4 GR Supra buyers would spring for the manual surprised even the Drive staff, one of whom optimistically guessed that 80% of GR Supra buyers would spring for 3 pedals now that it's offered, Toyota isn't pulling this expectation out of anywhere. Hoggard told The Drive that the GR86 only has a manual transmission take rate of about 35%, and that's one of the best manual sports cars you can buy right now.